Hello students, I am Chintak Patel, your biology teacher. We are going to continue our chapter life process. Okay, our next topic is transportation in human. Okay, so let's learn. Okay, first the different substance like glucose, oxygen, carbon dioxide are transport in our body, and the transportation means to move from one parts to the other parts. Okay, and in this process of transportation, one system of the body that helps this transportation. Okay, and this system is called circulatory system. Okay, and circulatory system is also known as blood vascular system. Okay, so other name of the circulatory system is blood vascular system. Okay, so as we have know that if there is a system and it there are different parts of a system. Okay, so basically in circulatory system there are three parts. One is a medium through which a substance are transport is it is a blood. Okay, and other is heart. It is a pumping organ that helps to pump the blood into our body. Okay, and others. Okay, the blood transport through the vessels means the pipes. Okay, so these are the three basic parts of circulatory system. Okay, like a blood is a liquid connective tissue which contain plasma and the cells which moves into our body and helps in transport of substance. Okay, so as we know that the liquid it cannot circulate by its own, it needs some pressure. Okay, so for that pressure a heart which is made up of cardiac muscle, a muscular pump that moves the blood throughout the body. Okay, so it helps in a moving of blood. Okay, now when the blood is moved in the body, it is not freely moved into the tissue organ, but it's moved through the vessels. Okay, and these are called blood vessels, and basically there are three types of blood vessels: arteries, veins, and capillaries. Okay, artery carries blood away from the heart. It means the from heart to different parts of the body, arteries carries the blood, and from different part to hearts, veins carries the blood. Okay, and the capillaries that connects arteries and veins, and it is present into the different tissue or organ. Okay, very thin vessels are capillaries, and it helps in diffusion of material and exchange of gases like O2 and CO2. Okay, now blood. What are the components of blood? Okay, basically blood contain two part. One is plasma, and plasma it's a liquid portion of the blood. Okay, and it also contain serum and protein. Plasma contains serum and protein. Serum it's a liquid, and protein there are different proteins, albumin proteins and immunoglobulin proteins are present into the plasma. Okay, now next is blood cells. Okay, so basically there are three blood cells: erythrocytes means RBC, red blood cells or red blood corpuscles. Okay, next is WBC. Okay, WBC white blood cells, and platelets. Okay, now the function of RBC is all of you know that it helps in transport of oxygen. Okay, and WBC it helps to fight against the disease causing microbes. Okay, and platelets, now platelets helps in clotting of blood. Now what is clotting of blood? Okay, so when we get injury or cut in our body in hand, then the blood flow comes out of from our body, and after some time it will stop, the running of blood will stop, and it is just because of clotting of blood. Okay, there are platelets form network of thread, and due to this thread the blood will stop and clot. So it helps to stop bleeding from the body. If it is not there, then our blood is comes out from our cut or injury and we get die. Okay, so now let's look between difference between the arteries and veins. Okay, now basic difference is, first of all, arteries it carry blood from the heart to the other parts of a body. Okay, there is a direction of blood flow. We can see that the arteries carry blood from heart to other parts of a body. Okay, and in return veins carry blood from different parts of body to heart. Okay, so there is a direction heart to other parts and other parts to heart. So from heart to other parts arteries carry the blood, and from other parts to heart veins carry the blood. Okay, now nature of blood. Okay, so arteries basically carry pure blood. Okay, now pure blood means it oxygenated blood, carry oxygenated blood. Oxygenated blood means blood with oxygen. Okay, and the oxygen is required for cell, so it is called pure blood. Okay, now veins carry deoxygenated blood. Now what is deoxygenated blood? D means without oxygen. So veins carry blood without oxygen, and it is impure blood. Impure blood because it carries carbon dioxide. If it is not carry oxygen, then it carry carbon dioxide. Okay, carbon dioxide is a waste material, so this blood, deoxygenated blood, is called impure blood. So to basically keep in your mind that artery carry pure blood and vein carry impure blood. Okay, and pure blood means oxygenated and impure means deoxygenated. Okay, now flow of blood. Okay, the blood flows at a high speed and pressure from arteries. Okay, why it is with high speed and pressure? Because the it comes from the heart, and heart helps to increase the pressure of blood by pumping. Okay, so the arteries blood flow with a high speed and pressure. Okay, and from this pure blood enter into the organ, and from organ the veins carry the impure blood. Okay, so the from organ the blood flows in veins at low speed and low pressure due to obstacle. Organs are obstacles, and due to when it pass from the organ, the speed will reduce and pressure is also reduced. So the in vein the blood pressure is low and speed is also low. Okay, now arteries, the walls. Okay, the wall of artery needs to be thick and elastic because it needs to withstand the high pressure of blood. If the wall is thin, then the artery will be burst or damaged. Okay, so the walls of arteries are thick and elastic. So you can ask why the wall of artery is thick and elastic. So to withstand the high blood pressure and speed. Okay, now next, vein does not needs to thick wall because the blood flow is with low pressure, so the walls are thin and less elastic of vein. Okay, now valves. Okay, now what is valves? The valves helps in to ensure the unidirectional flow of a blood. Okay, and the valves also helps to shut off valves. Okay, valves, so in arteries the pressure is more, so the blood will not stop and blood will not come back flow. So arteries does not require valves, so valves are absent in arteries. But in vein the pressure and the speed of blood is low, so during low speed the blood can be backflow and it get mixed with the pure blood of artery. So to prevent this backflow, valves are present in veins. So just remember, arteries does not carry valves and veins carry valves. Okay, now position in body. So where are arteries are mainly located in body and veins are located. So arteries are deeply seated. Arteries are deeply present inside our organ. Okay, organ or in our body. Okay, but veins aren't deeply situated. Veins are present on a upper skin. You can feel the veins on your hands, palms, upper side. Okay, you can see the blue vessels that on present on your hand. So it is a vein. Okay, it carry impure blood and the impure bloods are without oxygen. So the arteries are deeply seated and veins are not deeply situated. So these are the basic difference. Okay, next, the capillaries. Okay, the capillaries are both, it carry also pure blood and it carry also impure blood, but the basically it connect arteries with vein. You can see here in diagram the one upper red is artery and lower is vein. Okay, and between these it is a network of capillary. Okay, so capillary connect artery with vein. Okay, and these capillaries enter into the tissue and it provide each and every cell blood. Okay, the contact tissue cells and directly serve the cellular needs. Okay, so it helps in exchange of material between cells and blood. Okay, the exchange between blood and tissue cells occur. Okay, it basically exchange the nutrient, oxygen. Okay, so the capillary drop of oxygen and nutrient from the heart by arteries and pick up carbon dioxide from the cell and the other waste material from the cell and sent to the hearts by vein. Okay, so vein and it again connected with the major vein. Okay, the wall of capillary, it's a very thin, one cell thick. Okay, so basically the cell size, about the cell size its thickness is there. Okay, so these are the capillaries. Next, you can see the diagram. Red color is artery and blue color is vein. So red color signifies pure and blue color signifies impure. Okay, so you can see the wall of artery is a thick and the wall of vein is thin. Okay, as we have discussed earlier, the artery having thick and elastic wall and vein having thin and less elastic wall. Okay, and you can see here it is a valve is also present. Okay, inside vein valve is present and inside artery valve is not present, and valve it provide ensure the unidirectional flow of blood. Okay, now let's move to the structure of heart and about the heart. Okay, so basically you needs to know about the location of heart. Okay, so what is the location of heart? The heart is located in a chest cavity. Okay, in a chest cavity between two lungs. Okay, and in it is mostly centrally located, but its lower part is tilted towards the left side, so we can feel our heart on somehow on the left side. Okay, but it is present in center, but it's basically tilted towards the left side. Okay, now let's move to the structure of heart. Okay, so this is our heart, and heart is divided into two parts from the center. Okay, so from our on right hand side it is the left part. This is left part. On right hand side it is a part left part of the heart, and on our left hand side it is a right part of a heart. Okay, now basically heart is divided into four chamber. Okay, heart is divided into four chamber, and this four chamber, upper two chamber and lower two chamber. Upper two chambers are smaller chamber and it's called atrium. Atrium, and plural it is atria. Singular it is atrium and plural it is atria. Okay, and lower chambers are called ventricle. Ventricles. Okay, so let's look. This is upper chamber atrium and it is a left atrium. You can see here it is left atrium. Okay, so it is left atrium, and below it is a left ventricle. This is left ventricle, and on right side this is right atrium, this is right ventricle. Okay, this between the heart is a septum that separate the left and right part, and similarly here it is also a septum that separate atrium and ventricle. Okay, and in between the valves are present. Okay, now let's look the circulation of blood in our body. Okay, the basically the our heart is present between lungs and other body parts. Okay, so from other body parts, the first of all the right part of a heart takes impure blood. Okay, the impure blood it means deoxygenated blood. You can see here we can start the circulation from the deoxygenated blood from the body. Okay, so from deoxygenated blood enter into the heart into the right atrium. Okay, it is enter into the right atrium. You can see here from impure blood is enter into the right atrium. Okay, and from here a right atrium it enter into the right ventricle. It is impure blood. Okay, it is impure blood. Okay, so impure blood is basically signifies a blue in color. Okay, so the impure blood enter is blue in color. Sorry. Okay, so the impure blood enter into the heart from into the right atrium, and from right atrium it enter into the right ventricle. Okay, so impure blood enter into right atrium and then right ventricle, and from right ventricle it goes to the lungs for purification of blood. Okay, lungs purify the blood and makes it pure. Okay, again in lungs it becomes a pure blood, and from lungs it the pure blood enter into the left atrium, and from left atrium it enter into the left ventricle, and from left ventricle it goes to the other body parts. Okay, so this way the circulation occurs into the blood. Okay, so you have to write in a sentence. Okay, here it's just a flow chart. The deoxygenated blood from body enter into right atrium, and from right atrium it goes to right ventricle. Okay, from right atrium it goes to right ventricle, and from right ventricle it goes to lungs. Now in lungs it become oxygenated. Now oxygenated blood from lungs to enter into left atrium, and from left atrium left ventricle, and from left ventricle to goes to the body parts, and again in body parts it's become deoxygenated, and deoxygenated bloods again comes to the heart. So this way it circulate in our body. Okay, so all this part, heart, blood vessels and blood, helps in transportation of substance. Okay, now this our circulation is called double circulation. This circulation is called double circulation. Okay, now what is double circulation? Okay, so double circulation means the to supply once to the body parts, pure blood to body parts. The heart receive blood two times. It receive two times. First it receive deoxygenated blood, it means impure blood, and again it receives the pure blood, and then it send to the pure blood to the heart. So in heart receive two times, so it is called double circulation. Or so like all mammals, humans have double circulation. The right side of the heart, as we have discussed earlier, sends the blood to the lungs, and from lungs it is passed from lungs. Okay, so you can see that the circulatory system, the from right side the blood heart goes to the lungs. Okay, and from lungs pure blood comes to the again heart. So this circulation from lungs, so it is called pulmonary circulation. Pulmonary words is just related to lungs. Okay, and from heart pure blood goes to the other body parts, and from body parts it's again come to the heart. But this time it is impure blood, because the body part utilize the oxygen and it release carbon dioxide in a blood, and blood become deoxygenated. So this circulation is called systemic circulation, and when the from pass from lungs it is called pulmonary circulation. So this is two circulation, so it is called double circulation. Okay, so you have to draw the schematic diagram of double circulation. You can draw the diagram like this. Okay, so you have already drawn this diagram from your notes part. Okay, so this is about all about the transportation of in human.